Less than 200 milliseconds. That's how long your brain needs to decide if he's attractive. A 2020 study at the University of York hooks electrodes to people's scalps, shows them faces, and tracks the exact moment their brain registers beauty. It happens before they even realize they're looking. 200 milliseconds is faster than a blink, faster than a hiccup. Your conscious mind hasn't even clocked him yet, and your brain has already filed him under yes or no. But here's the thing. You don't develop a crush on every attractive guy you see. You pass dozens of good-looking guys every week and feel absolutely nothing. So if attraction is instant, why are crushes so rare? And why him? Turns out your brain runs 5 hidden stages before it lets you fall for him. The first one? You'd never guess it. In 1995, a Swiss biologist named Klaus Wedekind walks into a lab at the University of Bern with a box full of sweaty t-shirts. He hands 44 men each a clean cotton shirt and tells them to wear it for 2 straight nights. No deodorant, no cologne, no scented soap. On Tuesday morning, those shirts go into identical unmarked boxes. Then 49 women come in and sniff. They rate each shirt on how pleasant, how sexy, and how repulsive the smell is. The women overwhelmingly prefer the smell of men whose immune system genes, called MHC genes, are the most different from their own. Not slightly different, the most different. Evolution baked a matchmaking algorithm into your nostrils. If the guy you choose has immune genes that complement yours, your future kids get wider disease protection, and you have zero awareness it's running. But women taking the birth control pill, their preferences flip completely. They start preferring men whose genes are similar to their own. Wedekind's theory is that the pill mimics pregnancy hormones, shifting preference toward genetically familiar people. Basically, family. Sorry for the interruption, but if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing to my channel. I'd like to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of June. So click that subscribe button. It's free and helps me out a lot. Now, let's get back to the video. So your nose is swiping left and right before your eyes even get a vote. But smell only works up close. What about the guys you're drawn to from across a room without ever exchanging a single word? Have you ever noticed that a guy didn't seem special at first? And then after weeks of seeing him at work or in class, something shifted? He didn't get a haircut. He didn't start dressing better. Nothing about him changed. But somehow he got more attractive. You couldn't even tell your friends when it started. That's not a coincidence. That's your brain rewiring itself. Psychologists call it the mere exposure effect. The more you encounter something, the more you like it. It works for songs, for brands, for flavors. But in 2014, psychologists Anthony Little, Benedict Jones, and Lisa De Bruin discover something nobody expected when they test it with faces. They show men and women the same faces repeatedly and measure how their attractiveness ratings change. For women, repeated exposure makes the faces more attractive. The more you see him, the more your brain warms up to him. But for men, the exact opposite. Repeated exposure makes faces less attractive to them. Men are wired toward novelty. Your brain is wired toward familiarity. Think about that. Your brain is literally designed to turn the guy who keeps showing up into someone you want. He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to be there. The coworker 3 desks over, the guy who always sits in front of you on Tuesdays, the barista who remembers your order. Your brain has been quietly building a case for him this whole time. But what happens once that case tips into a full-blown crush? In 2005, neuroscientist Helen Fisher and psychologist Arthur Aron slide 17 madly in love people into an fMRI machine. They show them 2 photos, one of the person they love, one of a neutral acquaintance. Then they watch what happens. When the beloved's face appears, 2 regions explode with activity: the ventral tegmental area and the caudate nucleus. These aren't emotion centers, they're reward centers, the exact same regions that light up when a cocaine addict gets a hit. Your crush isn't a feeling, it's a craving. Your brain is treating him like a drug, flooding your system with dopamine every time you see his face, or even imagine what he's doing right now. Fisher described romantic love not as an emotion, but as a drive, like hunger or thirst, designed to make you pursue one specific man above all others. But dopamine is only half the story. In 1999, Italian psychiatrist Donatella Marazziti at the University of Pisa runs blood tests on 3 groups: 20 people with OCD, 20 people who've fallen in love within the last 6 months, and 20 controls. She measures their serotonin transporter levels. The people in love and the people with OCD are statistically indistinguishable. Both show significantly lower serotonin activity than controls. That obsessive loop, checking his Instagram, replaying a conversation with him, analyzing his 2-word text. That's not you being dramatic. That is the same chemical shift that drives intrusive thoughts in OCD. So your brain is running on high dopamine and low serotonin, addicted and obsessed. Which raises a question your friends have probably asked you. What do you even see in him? Your friends aren't wrong to ask that question, because science says they genuinely might not see what you see. You'd think there's some formula for what women find attractive in a man. There isn't. In 2009, psychologists Dustin Wood at Wake Forest University and Claudia Brumbaugh at Queens College run a massive study. Over 4,000 women rate photographs of men aged 18 to 25 on a 10-point attractiveness scale. The data is chaos. One woman scores a man a 9, another gives him a 4. There's almost no consensus. Wood concludes that for women, attractiveness is far less tied to universal physical features and far more shaped by individual preferences that vary wildly from person to person. This is why your friend stares at you blankly when you show her your crush. It's not that she has bad taste. Your brains are literally weighting different things. Your attraction is a private recipe, a unique cocktail of familiarity, smell, voice, and a dozen other ingredients. No one else mixes the same way. So your brain has screened for genetic compatibility, built familiarity, flooded you with dopamine, crashed your serotonin, and assembled a preference profile that's uniquely yours. Sounds airtight, but what if the whole system could be fooled? In 2017, researchers at the University of Vienna run a study that breaks the whole thing. Psychologist Manuela Marin and her team bring 64 women into a lab. They play them 25 seconds of music, some calm, some intense and complex, and then immediately show them photos of men with neutral expressions. Rate him for attractiveness. Rate him for dateability. The women who heard intense, high-energy music rate the same faces as significantly more attractive and more dateable than women who sat in silence. Their brains felt a rush from the music and pointed at the nearest man. Must be him. And here's what makes it worse. The researchers run the exact same test on 32 men. Play them the same music. Show them the same type of photos. The result? Nothing. No effect at all. This particular trick only works on women. Your brain, specifically your brain, is wired to confuse arousal with attraction. Think about that. The last time you were at a concert and locked eyes with someone across the crowd, a party where the playlist was perfect and he happened to be standing next to you, a late-night drive with the right song playing when he texted back. How much of that was him? And how much was the music doing the flirting for him? So how does your brain pick your crush? It smells him, it gets used to him, it drugs you, it obsesses over you, and then, just maybe, it lets a 25-second song make the whole decision for you.